Hey everybody, this is the How I Made Always Giving Thanks. So let's look at what's going on in the Pro Tools session. This is the session I recorded everything in, and just again want to reiterate from the last video I made on Upstream that what you'll hear is really more of the dry sound, each waveform, whether it's kick or snare. I'll usually throw on like a Slate Digital chain, as you can see here, but this is not what John Kennedy, the one who mixed it, probably where he landed. He's gonna add some more verb and delay and effects, panning, and even EQ and compression. And so this isn't the final, but this is the session that I record the song in. So we'll get to really see what's going on under the hood in terms of the instrumentation and vocally what's going on. Okay, the first part of the song, is just iconic to me because this is a recording I've been keeping for like 7 years or 8 years, longer than the rain sound I had on Upstream. If you haven't watched that video yet, you can watch that and you'll know what I'm talking about. But this recording of these guys,
color of the liquid poured on the I know what it is.
Okay, so that is my guitar amps. Both my Scarlett 30 and my Fender Blues were in my parents' attic, and I was recording guitars in their attic. They were so kind and gracious to let me do that. And I put two SM57s on them and just cranked them. And so with me cranking them, they got so sensitive, the EL84 power tubes, and they caught a radio frequency and just started playing through the speakers. And so it was picking up this radio frequency. It just, whatever was shooting from somewhere in the Trophy Club area, my amps were picking it up. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I started just recording everything I was hearing. And this is a part of their conversation, and I have absolutely no idea what they're talking about, which is, I guess, part of the fun to it. So we got some fun effects to it, two different delays.
Mike said blue, I said red.
You can see how they're automated to keep increasing. So that's the beginning. So those voices, still have no idea who they are, what they're talking about.
I know what it is. Oh, okay. Well, if you know what it is,
I know what it is.
And you can see the automation here. We got a repeater, illusions, then a tape echo. But anyways, you can still hear them. So funny. That is the story behind the radio guys. The radio guys is what I call them. And you can see here on the title of my session, Happy Song. I hadn't even written the lyrics. Actually, there were multiple versions of this song, Always Giving Thanks. It went through like 3 different versions lyrically over the years. So it's been really amazing to finally have it out. So here are the drums. So they fade in at the beginning. Really standard MIDI drums that I play from, let me look at the MIDI channel. Contact, what are they called again? I don't remember. I'll have to put it in the link or in the description. Yeah. So there's like very minimal reverb happening and not a ton of processing. I know that John has on an auxiliary channel in his mixing session, Pro Tools, he's got like a drum crush and different things to add further compression to the kit, and to make the snare sound bigger. But this is what we got. So I just play it on the keyboard. Pretty standard beat, and then James on the bass. a little processing on the bass here. Just EQ compression. It's so groovy. I could just listen to this. Who needs my vocals and stuff? So yeah, those are the drums. I mean, there's a break here.
When you know it's grace and not good works that gets us into heaven.
A little tambo. It gets a little buried in this mix, but it's there.
Make your life a prayer.
Yeah.
Walking down the beach of your work street.
And then just in the intro and in the ending, there's a synth bass from my Roland, just for cinematic drama. The synth bass. And that's it. And then James' bass takes over from there. I think there could have been a blend with the two throughout the track, but what James put on the bass was just so groovy and tight, and I didn't feel like the System 8 would be able to follow that well. But it's here in the end again. It's kind of fading in. And just kind of, yeah, adds a little tension. And then there's some little risers here, and which pairs well with this other little System 8 part I have going on. I love that sound. There's a little glide.
Mike said blue, I said red.
It's definitely what makes the intro for me. And then this, literally the same take is at the end. It's a spaceship. There's a lot of things fading in on the intro, and that's what makes it so fun, because there's these two sounds from my System 8. Just a little Juno. I call it the big crazy thing. That's wild. And you can it's just all over the place. And it continues on in the intro. And then we can't forget the old Juno. Following the guitar part. It's like a little icing on the cake. Which, for some reason, it's only right here in the intro, but I do know in the final version, in John's session, it's also right here in the intro as well. But, yeah, that's really, in terms of the intro, drums and bass for the song, that's really what's going on under the hood. And you can see the bass continues on, is pretty consistent, and then so is the drums. I mean, there's little gaps, little gaps right here and there, but for the most part, the song's grooving. And then throughout the song, there's this little Juno, little warm pad. So fun. This little EQ band. And then it gets bigger in the chorus. Add more dynamic. And it's kind of shimmery and shaking, and It just adds a fluidity. It adds I don't even know if that's a word. It adds a movement. That's what I'm trying to say to the track.
Always giving thanks when it really doesn't make sense. And don't restrain from giving thanks.
Yeah, and you can hear those risers. Those transition us back to the intro. And I didn't make those. Those are just samples from Ish Mountain, I think. I think those are Ish samples. Maybe not. I don't remember. Okay, now let's go to the electrics because they're fun. They're a ton of fun. So we got these two guys. Just grungy. So it's two of the same parts, recorded twice, stereo channels through my pedal board. Can you even hear the grounding, the buzz? But sometimes I'm okay with that. So I'm kind of using this rhythm guitar as like a percussive instrument here in the verse. So it's got a lead line in the intro. We can add the Juno. So those are fun together and just work really well. And then just kind of adding this bounce. And then we got this fun guy on the right. Again, they just play well. They work together. So that's what's going on electric-wise in the verse. Let's hear it in context.
Without a reason to receive, represent your Savior. Because of your joy, then they believe.
And then this electric comes in,
Like rain.
which is also on the left side, but different guitar and different tone. Different part, of course, too. It's got this like twanginess to it with like this little slapback verb. So then these little parts, I call them like skinny guitars because they don't have a lot of body to them, which is on purpose. So those are the only two parts electric-wise happening, but they work together. With some chorus on it. Not a ton of delay. And then goes back to that part. Which is that more raspier, grungier tone, my telly tone. Oh, my vocals so dry. You guys are hearing the real under the hood on this song. And that's really it on guitars, so... Oh, this is fun too, though. This is one of my favorite parts of the song, is when the... And then the part... They're just, it's like a dance. They're just all like dancing around each other.
Gratitude refreshes the soul and is a weapon God's will.
Yeah, so we got those two parts working together. And I even rushed a little bit here, but I liked it. I liked the sense of urgency that it brought, of just excitement. I was slightly ahead right here,
Grateful.
if you can tell.
To be grateful.
On the electric, just a little bit, but I liked it. It felt human.
In the midst of everything, we always
Okay,
giving things.
can't wait to show you this sound.
Doesn't
This sounds so subtle, but it's in there and it's fun. These little bells. I think I played it. Might have been on my Nord. Oh yeah, and I used this plugin Murda Melodies, and I did, yeah, just highs. So that's why you're really only getting the highs. There's not a lot of mids or lows to it at all.
make sense.
But yeah, these little bells just add a nice little touch to the end chorus.
In the midst of everything, we always giving things when it really doesn't make sense.
It adds a sparkle, a fun sparkle. I think that's really it on electrics, but the acoustics are huge. I mean, as you could say, or as you could see, there's 4 different tracks, and they basically continue through the entire song, except for the pre-chorus. So let's look at them.
Okay, well, if you know what it is, I know what it is. Well, you know, Mike said blue, I said.
So same part, recorded 4 times. So 4 mono channels. Let's look at the panning here. I think this is where John landed for the final. So yeah, if you can see here, one's all the way left, one's kind of 10, the other one's 11, the one's all the way right. And then we got a little pure plate on them, on a bus. But they're playing the main chord. So yeah, this is what adds that beach element. And then in the pre-chorus, I'm picking these chords. Very electric guitar of me. But it works. Opening them up from palm mute to open, back to chords. So let's hear how it sounds with the electrics. So the acoustics really are more used for a percussive element to the chorus, really. You just hear the cha, chicka, chick, chicka, cha. And then let's add bass. Let's get some drums in there. Keys. And so those are acoustics. So fun to record because it's such a fun rhythm. But they kind of stay to that dynamic for really the rest of the song. I could tell you the microphones, yeah, I use the SM57 and my Rhodes Classic 2. So there's 2 blends, but then there's 4 of those happening. So 2 SM57s and 2 Rhodes Classic 2s. Let's look at I think really it's vocals. So there's a ton of vocals, but before we go to mine, we got to go to the gang vocals. So we had friends over, and I asked them, could you come into the studio and quickly record some pop and laughter afterwards. So they were they oblige. They record this. And so the claps weren't how I necessarily thought they would work out. They just like sound kind of wimpy. So it's mainly the celebration that I kept. And then, of course, I had to use a lot of samples. Well, not a lot, 4. So I use this, more claps, and then more claps. Yeah, those are the big boys. So I actually took these two, I panned them kind of left and right. Yeah, you can see left all the way right. And so together they make, yeah, that's the big clap sound. So with all of this, it's a full clap. Feels good. And so I liked this celebration, but when I kept sitting with it, I was like, there needs to be more. Like, I wish I would have recorded more layers of it. And so I needed to find like an applause loop or some sort of sample. And so I did. I found one. And so it's literally that. They are celebrating something. No idea. But all together, that one guy, yeah, it was just so fun. So in context, and then I do know that John in post added some verbs to the claps and made them feel like a little more fluid in terms of the just flow of the song. So, but yeah, lastly, we got vocals here. We got my main box.
Make your life a prayer.
My Rhodes Classic
Walking
2.
down the beach of your work street, conversing with the
It's a little flat there
Savior.
because we got no
And he will give a joy
auto-tune on
that
this.
will not cease. Smile at your neighbors and give without a...
But you can see there's a lot of different takes here. So we go down here, go to playlists. We got different takes. And then I'm also singing the same parts in the lead channels. So I can pull from there as well. So more takes. And I just take really as you can see here, there's that first line I took from one recording and then this from another recording. And there's a lot of different colors. So I think that's big for a good vocal performance on a recording, is getting a lot of takes and just taking the time, the hours of listening through and going, okay, I sang this phrase the best, and you fly it up and create the best vocal take. Because it's not live, so you could do that. So we got
Make your life a prayer.
3 different ones
Walking
going on right
down
there.
the beach of your work street, conversing
You can
with the
see
Savior.
this one's at noon, and this one's like
And
40,
he will
40.
give a joy that will not cease. Smile at your neighbor.
And they're just singing lead with me.
And give without a reason to receive.
But we add some more layers here on the chorus. So let's look at them. So we got,
Of everything be always.
so those are still leads, but
In the midst
we also have some lows.
of everything be always. Always giving thanks when it really doesn't make sense. Don't restrain from giving thanks.
So low. Don't restrain from giving things. So we got the lows there. It just adds a weight to the
In the
vocal.
midst of everything be always.
Little harmony.
Always giving thanks when it really doesn't make sense. And don't restrain from
I'll lay off of it there.
giving in the midst of everything be always.
And again, this is dry, no auto tune.
When it really doesn't make sense.
We don't even have, look, we're only on the main, because obviously in post with John Kitty mixing, he added some love to my vocals. Thank you, John.
In the midst,
So this is all dry.
in the midst of
And then we got the whispers.
always giving things when it really doesn't make sense. Don't restrain.
We do that because when it's pan left and right, it just feels like the vocal kind of comes up a little closer to you. And I really like that. So we do that, I think, on almost every track. But this is all the vocals together. We're going to go to this chorus.
In the midst of everything, be always giving
So there's
thanks when it
layers to that.
really doesn't make sense, and don't restrain from giving thanks. In the midst of always giving thanks when it really doesn't make sense, and don't restrain from giving thanks.
Boom. That's always giving thanks under the hood. And thank you for watching. If you like this content, comment. Let me know what else you want to have in these types of videos. And I enjoy making them. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. See you on the next one.